Well, good morning. Welcome to Debbie's Back Porch. So glad to have you with us. In my series on making easy cheese at home, I made Chevre. Now, Chevre is just French for goat cheese, and I may not be pronouncing it correctly. But here are the ingredients. It's so easy, and oh, it's so good. You can pause and write these down, and I'll explain them as we go along. And hey, in the meantime, we would appreciate a thumbs up and subscribe if you will. Click the little bell at the top and you'll get a notice when I post new videos about twice a week. Now let's make cheese. You know, I love Chevre and I cook with it a lot, but I can't find goat milk that's suitable for cheese. So I bought this whole fat powdered goat milk. There are a couple of brands. This is the most common, and they have directions for making cheese from it. I also have these mesophilic cultures. I bought these on Amazon. I think if I bought them in higher quantity, they would be cheaper, but they're about $1 an envelope. And this is just regular liquid animal rennet. You only use 1 drop of this, so I have no idea how long it will last. And here is my water filter. It's very important that you use filtered water or water that's not chlorinated. You know, if you want to try this without buying these cultures, you can use buttermilk. About 2 ounces in a gallon of goat's milk works just fine, a little slower. The first thing you want to do is look at your package directions and reconstitute the powdered milk per the directions on the brand you bought. And on my brand, it's 1 part powder to 3 parts water, and just to be sure, I'm going to measure it out. And you just want to do it on the directions on the can that you get. Now, if you can get some raw goat milk, that would be great, but the goat milk at the grocery store that you buy in the dairy section is ultra pasteurized, and that won't work for cheese. By the way, this can of powdered milk cost about $10. I'm going to use this to measure out my water, which is 1 part powder to 3 parts water. So these are 3-cup measures here. My friend Rosie at Wholesome Roots, by the way, that's a YouTube channel, Wholesome Roots, has a goat farm, and I plan sometime this summer to go down and get some raw goat milk for this. But I'm practicing with this powdered. And you know, I really wasn't sure it was going to work, but you saw the picture at the beginning, so it does work. And while it's a little bit more expensive to do it this way than buying raw goat milk, it's really a big savings. Even using the powdered, it's a big savings, and I'll go over those numbers with you toward the end of the video. So I'm using an enameled cast iron pan and a non-metal whisk, and I'm going to sprinkle over a 1/4 teaspoonful of the mesophilic culture, and that's 1 little packet, and that will work for up to 2 gallons of this powdered milk. And you want to sprinkle it and just let it rest on top for 2 or 3 minutes. Then I'm measuring 1 drop of this rennet into a few tablespoons full of water while I wait for those cultures to rehydrate. And that's important. Wait 2 or 3 minutes before you stir it. And I'm going to mix the water and the rennet, and then I'm going to gently stir those cultures in. Now, if you choose to use the buttermilk, a couple ounces of buttermilk, instead of the culture, you can go ahead and stir it in right away, but do it gently. And it'll take longer for this ferment to set up. And this is a fermented product. Okay, pouring in the rennet. Again, I'm just stirring gently. Now, this may be the time to mention that some folks make goat cheese using lemon juice. The flavor's different. You can certainly do it that way. The flavor is different. This is a fermented product, and you'll notice I did not heat my water. It's at about 72 degrees, about room temperature. And this will be full of probiotics when you're done, because we're never going to heat it. And we're going to let the cultures grow. I'm going to let this sit overnight About 12 hours, I'll check it in the morning. And I want you to look at this. Just 12 hours. It would have taken more like 24 to 36 if you used the buttermilk. But your end product would be the same, just takes a little longer. Look at those curds. Look at that beautiful, beautiful curd. Now, I'm going to set this aside. And, you know, the cheese is pretty much done now except for draining. That's all there is to it. I have some draining bags back here. You can use cheesecloth. It has to be very fine cheesecloth, or muslin, or flour sack towel. Whatever you use, you want to boil it first. It's going to take 2 of these little bags to drain all this cheese. If you're using a big piece of cheesecloth or a flour sack towel, you could put it all in one. I'm going to split this into 2 for the draining process. See, that's a little cheese mold. You can use a wire colander. And now all I'm going to do is gently, gently, gently spoon these beautiful curds into this bag. I'll have 2 of them to do. And toward the bottom, it's not quite that thick. But this is a cheese that never gets really, really firm. It's going to be soft and spreadable. You've probably seen it in the little deli section of your grocery store with the soft, spreadable, delicious, expensive cheeses. And you know, I buy this pretty often when I can afford it. I've got a couple of videos where I used goat cheese. I have a puff pastry around a chicken breast with goat cheese. It's just amazing. And it's great with spinach. You can use it like feta. You can use it like cream cheese. It's just an amazing cheese. So anyway, you can see that a lot of whey is coming out of this. And it can be kind of messy. What I want to do is drain some of this off. And then I'm going to tie this bag up and hang it over the knob of my kitchen cabinet. If you're using a big piece of cheesecloth or muslin, then you can just tie the 4 corners, stick a wooden spoon or something through it, and hang it over a pan. I'm on my 2nd bag now, and I'm letting Athena help. Athena's learning all kinds of things. The only thing I can tell you here is just continue to be gentle. For those of you who don't know who Athena is, she's my 4-year-old great-granddaughter. She loves to make bread, but she can be coaxed into helping with cheese. So I ended up pouring the very last of the whey through into this bag, and I've got them hung on my cabinet doors. And you want to go back every once in a while they drain to break the surface tension on the bag. Now, I'm going to let these drain for 3 or 4 hours. I've timed it so that I can get this off before I start cooking dinner. And after about 3 hours, I've got this much whey, which can be used in so many ways. And you have to count that into your cost because it can be used just like you use buttermilk. You can use it in making bread. You can use it in marinating meat. You could even go back and cook it again and make ricotta. You don't get a lot of ricotta from the curd, and I'd rather use it for other things. I've got something planned for it. So I'm just going to dump these out into one bowl, and then I'm going to salt it. Now, I wanted it to drain for a while before I salted it. Otherwise, it's really hard to get the right amount because there's so much drainage, and there'll be a little bit more drainage. I'm going to package this back up after seasoning and put it in the fridge to drain a while. And I'm going to add about 1.5 teaspoons of salt into this. And this is going to be to your taste. If you're going to use it for savory things, a little more salt. If you're going to use it for sweet things, maybe a little less. I'm going to use this for savory things. And I'm going to taste it. And it's just a tiny bit on the salty side, which is fine because some more of this salt is going to drain out. And when you're done with it, it'll still be soft. So if you want to split it and salt half of it to 1 degree and half to another degree, you can do that. So I've rinsed out one of my bags, and I'm going to put all of this now into one bag. And if you're using the cheesecloth, you just put it back into the same cheesecloth. We're going to mold this a little. This is not going to be a hard molded cheese. By the way, you can make a hard molded cheese out of this. There is one other ingredient you would want to add, and it's an additional culture. You'd get a whole lot less cheese, though, by the way. And it won't be a grating cheese. It would still be fairly soft, but a little bit of aging does make it more highly flavored, even though to me this is just perfect the way it is. Now I'm going to just, you see that spoon? I'm not going to let that go to waste. My goodness. This is really good. So I'm going to put this in the fridge now, and I'm going to fix it so that I can put a little bit of weight on it back in here. And then I'll set this down into a bowl and put a little saucer on top. And I'm actually going to use one of the quarts of whey as my weight. I'm going to put it in the fridge, and I'll leave it overnight, but I'll take it out once right before I go to bed and flip it top to bottom, and then leave it in the fridge overnight. And the next morning, this is what I have. I've weighed this. This is 24 ounces of goat cheese. And I said I'd do the numbers. Goat cheese cost anywhere from $1 to $1.50 an ounce in the grocery store. This is 24 ounces. At an average cost of $1.25, this is $30 worth. I spent a little over $11 to make it. If you use goat cheese, it's really worth your time in making this. Plus, I got over 2 quarts of whey that I can use the same as buttermilk. So you have to figure that cost in too. I've got a little toasted bun here from one of my homemade buns. And I'm going to just spread this on just like it is. You can spice this up, put herbs in it, garlic powder, onion powder, dill, Italian herbs, whatever you want to put in it. It's still mixable, and you can shape it any way you want. You can serve it as an appetizer. You can use it as a cooking ingredient. And this is so tasty just like it is. My plan is to use some of this on Eggs Benedict. I'm going to be working on English muffins later today. You really must try this. It's just an amazing cheese. I hope you try it, and I hope you like it, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.